Welcome to CHIU Style. Have you ever wondered what kind of power can make a knight become the greatest hero in history? He wears shining armor and wields his sword invincibly, but his story is far more than just glory on the battlefield. Today, let us uncover together the little-known secrets behind Lancelot, the most legendary knight of King Arthur. The legend of Lancelot begins with an ancient and mysterious tale. He was no ordinary child but was born as a prince of the long-forgotten kingdom of Benoic. However, fate altered his path from a young age. Due to a sudden misfortune, he was taken away from the protection of royal blood and was raised by a mysterious woman with magical powers, the legendary Lady of the Lake. Because of this, he is known to the world as Lancelot of the Lake. The Lady of the Lake not only raised him but also taught him all the virtues and martial skills a knight should possess. From a young age, Lancelot displayed exceptional courage and outstanding swordsmanship, astonishing all who saw him. Upon becoming a knight, he immediately showed extraordinary bravery and loyalty, earning the trust of King Arthur as his most reliable companion. Lancelot's heroic deeds are countless. Once, in a distant kingdom, a ferocious dragon ravaged the wilderness. It breathed scorching flames, destroyed villages, and burned granaries, plunging the people into panic and despair. Many brave warriors attempted to challenge the beast but none survived. Sir Lancelot, however, was not deterred by fear. He mounted his tall warhorse, donned shining silver armor, and carried a sturdy shield and a sharp sword, determined to face the threat. As he approached the dragon's lair, the beast let out a thunderous roar, its blood-red eyes blazing as it spewed boiling flames. Lancelot quickly raised his shield, the fiery breath clashing fiercely against it, the glow illuminating his steel-like resilience. Seizing the moment when the dragon breathed, he skillfully evaded the flames on horseback and thrust his sword against the dragon's thick scales. The blade clanged against the metal-like armor, but with strength and skill, Lancelot slowly pierced through the dragon's thick defenses. The dragon retaliated by swinging its strong tail, striking the ground and kicking up dust, but Lancelot nimbly dodged, constantly probing for a weakness. Finally, he found a vulnerable spot, the underside of the dragon's neck, not fully covered by scales. With all his might, Lancelot drove his sword deep into the dragon's throat. The beast howled in agony, its flames slowly extinguishing as it struggled and collapsed. Finally, the dragon lay down, breathing heavily before losing consciousness. With the battle won, Lancelot returned to the village bathed in the glory of victory, proudly striding forward as the villagers cheered wildly, hailing him as their savior. This heroic fight not only eliminated the threat but also showcased Lancelot's fearless spirit and knightly honor. Besides being King Arthur's bravest knight, Lancelot was also a protector of the weak and a champion of justice. On one occasion, Queen Guinevere was kidnapped by an evil knight named Meleagant and held captive in his castle. She secretly sent a messenger, risking his life to deliver a plea for help to Lancelot. Upon hearing the queen's distress, Lancelot did not hesitate. He immediately donned his shining silver armor, mounted his tall and mighty warhorse, wielded his long sword, and rode toward the heavily guarded castle. Throughout the journey, there was only one thought in his mind, to rescue Guinevere and ensure her safety. But the enemy was no ordinary foe. On the road to the castle, an ambush awaited him as enemy troops sprang from their hiding places, showering arrows like a fierce storm. One arrow struck Lancelot's horse, which let out a pained neigh and collapsed. Fortunately, Lancelot was clad in strong armor and remained unharmed. He swiftly dismounted, calmed his frightened horse, and thought quickly about his next move. With his warhorse injured and no other reliable means of transport nearby, Lancelot was forced to hire a carriage. The carriage was unusual, driven by a small but clever dwarf. Lancelot climbed aboard and continued toward the castle with the dwarf driver. Along the way, the dwarf and Lancelot endured sneers and ridicule from passers-by and enemy soldiers alike. Some could not believe that such a mighty and invincible knight would ride in a simple carriage. They mocked Lancelot for losing his knightly dignity. But Lancelot merely smiled, focused solely on his mission to save the queen. His determined gaze and unwavering resolve were stronger than any mockery. Finally, Lancelot arrived just in time at the castle. Facing Meleagant's heavily fortified defenses and guards at every level, he used his unmatched swordsmanship and unmatched courage to compel the enemy to surrender without a single battle. The castle gates swung open, and Guinevere was safely rescued. This incredible act of bravery shocked and inspired the entire kingdom. For this, Lancelot earned the title, Knight of the Cart, becoming a symbol not only of exceptional skill but also of unyielding spirit among knights. Moreover, Lancelot was not only incredibly strong but also wise beyond measure. As a leader among the Knights of the Round Table, he achieved numerous victories on the battlefield and provided King Arthur with invaluable counsel to strengthen his rule and maintain peace. His loyalty deeply moved King Arthur and was greatly respected by Queen Guinevere. Later, Lancelot was appointed as the Queen's personal guard, vowing to protect her safety and honor at all costs, a role that increased his influence within the court. Lancelot's story is a legend of courage, loyalty, and honor. He was not only a masterful warrior but also the embodiment of the ideals of the Round Table Knights. He represented the virtues that every knight should strive for, defending the weak, upholding justice, and advancing fearlessly forward. Here, I also want to share a special little surprise with everyone. I have launched a digital coloring book titled Britain's Streets, Color Fun Coloring Book. It includes 40 pictures of British street scenes. You can download and print them to color by hand. Or use an iPad with Procreate to color digitally. These scenes feature London's winding alleys, elegant English houses, bustling marketplaces, and peaceful gardens. Each illustration is like a story waiting for you to fill with color. If you enjoy creative moments like this, please scan the QR code in the video, or click the purchase links in the YouTube description or Facebook post. And bring home this digital coloring book. In busy life, save some time for yourself. To color, relax, and create. Now, let's return to today's hero story and reflect on the lessons it brings. Lancelot's story teaches us that true courage is not about being fearless, but about choosing to hold firm to one's beliefs and goals when faced with difficulties and challenges. When he was ambushed and lost his warhorse, forcing him to change his plans, he did not give up. Instead, he adapted flexibly by hiring a carriage to continue his journey, demonstrating resilience and wisdom. This reminds us that when encountering obstacles or failures in life, there is no need to feel discouraged or avoid the problem. Instead, we should calmly think, seek alternatives, adjust our strategies, and bravely move forward. Lancelot teaches us that with unwavering determination and a flexible attitude, difficulties can be overcome one by one. At the same time, he did not care about others' ridicule and doubt, inspiring us that confidence and steadfastness are equally important to overcoming challenges. As long as we have goals in our hearts and the courage to try, we can write our own glorious chapters. In the stories to come, we will witness more of Lancelot's adventures and uncover the complex love story between him and Queen Guinevere. But for tonight, let us first remember this shining hero knight in the legend of King Arthur, Lancelot. If you enjoy listening to stories, be sure to subscribe to CHIU Style, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our next tale. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.